we'll shimmy over to the other side completely. The man who was probably at the heart of everything for Liverpool, I would say, in terms of the attacking force anyway, Luis Diaz. Now, when I say that, it's obviously true, but also a lot of it was not good and a lot of it was brilliant. And what I mean there is that, like, he probably could have had a hat-trick tonight, Luis Diaz, if truth be told, because he creates a couple of opportunities for himself, and there's a couple of times where he can frustrate the life out of you because he's felt like he's done a lot of the hard work. He's found himself the half yard. There's one in particular in the first half where he creates acres of space for himself, and he gets, it might be from the Endo dink ball actually, and he gets the shot all wrong, and it's the left-footed one. He's trying to start it outside the post, you can see that, and curl it back in, whereas in reality he could probably just hit the target and kind of who knows. And that was during this period of the game whereby Liverpool were doing that quite a lot, being quite wasteful, not on the same wavelength and all that sort of stuff. But you mentioned it earlier on, like, it felt like everything that happened really kind of involved or went through Luis Diaz, which is a really good thing because it shows how important he is, and it shows how busy he is and how much he wants the ball and how much Liverpool rely on him when Mohamed Salah, Darwin Núñez aren't around. But it can also be sort of detriment to how you see his performance if it isn't working.
100%, mate. Yeah. The fact that we don't go into half-time with any sort of goal whatsoever, with everything having gone through him.
All eyes are on him then, aren't
they?
Literally,
yeah. It's kind of who's missed all of these chances. And if maybe those same chances are shared between the front three, he doesn't obviously bear the full brunt of that. But I think just a few times where, like, he couldn't clear the ball from his feet quick enough to get... There was something about even like 2-3 minutes in where he's in on goal and he just can't get the ball clear of his feet to get anything done about it. He can't get past his man. I think of time and time again, he just wasn't able to get the better of his man, which happens. Don't get me wrong, you have days like that. But yeah, it was frustrating until he got his goal. He was really frustrating me. I think it was just one of those, like, he got a glimpse into what it's like to be Darwin Núñez full time, you know what I mean? Where everything can be chaotic, everyone can be really frustrated until you bang one in and then all's forgiven.
Yeah, it was very much one of them games actually tonight, and you're right, because he could have easily, let's say Liverpool win the game, and let's say we win the game 3-1 without Diaz's goal. You could look at that game and go, oh, Diaz was really sort of instrumental. He was at the heart, he was at the thick of everything, you know what I mean? But ultimately he ends up without a goal, without an assist. So what's he done? But because he gets the goal, it is a little bit all is forgiven. And obviously, as I mentioned earlier on, you can see in the celebration just how much it meant to him. And like the fact that there was relief in there, it was palpable. There was just elation, the fact he's finally scored. But there was a little bit of anger because he clearly expects better of himself. He clearly expects his levels to be higher. He expects his levels to be more clinical. And I guess when we are missing so many key components, game changers, lads who can turn a game on its head, lads who can produce bits of magic out of nothing to make the game look completely different, he probably looks at himself in the mirror. Big money signing, you know, experienced playing out for Liverpool, been around long enough, won a couple of trophies, you know, international footballer. He probably thinks, okay, I need to be the guy to step up. That's a good point actually, because he shows all that endeavour. He never shies away from anything. Because again, we touched on it earlier on, like, miss all those chances as a collective. You could easily go, it's just not our night. None of that for Luis Diaz. Absolutely none of that.
Very, very persistent.
Goes and goes, and that's to his credit, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I think though, if you don't have his goal in there to show that he's actively contributed, I think you could kind of, the narrative around the game and the way that we frame the game could have been a sort of a Luis Diaz doesn't put it away, but his mates bail him out by getting a few goals in his place. And so I feel like the fact that he's contributed as well with a goal, especially not the very last goal.
Yeah. Because that's almost like, it
makes it comfortable by the time he gets his. Because if he gets the fourth, then it's like, all right, well, where were you at 1-0?
Nice to join us, Louis. Whereas we often praise Diogo Jota for getting the third in a 3-1 because that is the goal that seals it.
It becomes comfortable then, absolutely.
No, interesting, sound. Yeah, and ultimately, like, we don't know what the shape of this squad's going to be like for the next few weeks. There's hope, and we all hope, fingers crossed, that we get maybe a Salah and Núñez back for the weekend in the final, whether it be in the squad or sort of starting 11, who knows. Yeah, exactly. And also, Trent Szoboszlai likewise at some point in the next couple of weeks, possibly.
Just want options again, mate.
Yeah, and
just one option. I don't care who plays.
No.
Because I trust each and every member of the squad.
As proven again tonight.
100%. I trust each and every member of the squad. I just want to have the choice.
Yeah, exactly.
I want Jürgen to have the choice, more importantly. I want him to be able to go, well, okay, if this doesn't work, I trust him to do the job. But if it doesn't, let's try him in.
And that's what we're lacking tonight.
I want him to be able to problem solve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because again, this sort of stems from what we talk about with Diaz as well, because he was having a bit of an off night, albeit loads of his quality was on show, but that final piece of the jigsaw wasn't happening. There was no real break glass option for Luis Diaz. You couldn't go, it's not really happening for you tonight, mate, you're going to have to take you off. But again, it's testament to his mentality to go and go and go and finally get it right. But moreover, we're going to need him for the next week, probably the weekend.
We've had the benefit, haven't we, of being able to have like horses for courses.
Yeah.
But this week was very much, there's your horse, there's your course.
Yeah, make it happen.
All the best, Jürgen.
Make it work.
See you later, mate.
I don't care if you want better ground, Louis. I don't care if you want it soft, hard. I don't give a shit, mate.
You've got a 16-year-old on the bench. That's the look, lad.
You need to make this work at some point. And he did.
And
he did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like I said, we're going to need him for the next few weeks, most definitely, and probably the rest of the season.
3 points is what matters, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Be all and end all is, we got the 3 points.
And Diaz was very important to that number.
I don't think he was as good as the other lads. I'd give him a 7.5.
Okay. So, boss.